He said the objective of Bad Boy is to kill talent. We don't want talented motherfuckers at Bad Boy. Talented motherfuckers think they gotta say. Oh, a talented motherfucker will tell you, I'm gonna turn in my album when I feel like it. He said, but see, if we get people with no talent, and then we make them look like stars, see, we have total control. Because without us, they can't be the He said, that's how we're gonna run this label, and we're gonna run these motherfuckers into the ground, and I'm gonna make all of you rich. And that was his fucking pep talk at the Kit Kat Club in 1996 to his interns, who are now mostly executives at Bad Boy.
So that explains making the band, bringing unknowns.
I'm a proponent of all of us who are in this business working hard trying to make it.
When you got into stand-up, was crossing over, was doing TV, was doing movie, was that a part of it? You're like, okay, I'm doing stand-up, okay.
If you don't stand up for yourself, there really is nothing they won't do.
Right.
It's finally catching up to him. After raiding both his mansions, the law enforcement leaves no table and none of the bettings unturned.
I don't make much of it, Stephen. The feds are fedding. That's what that tells me. The federal government is, we've been aware for weeks. I assure you this has been going on for months in terms of the investigation. Months of collecting evidence, getting witnesses to collaborate particular stories and testimonies. What we're seeing now are kind of probably the final stages of what this investigation looks like. We know the recent, you're talking about the home, and I want to get back to the Homeland Security piece. Not the FBI.
That's right.
All federal agencies, but they're a little different. I want to spend some time there in a second, put a pin in it. But the fact that they specifically, Stephen A., recently collected cell phones, other electronic devices, that's kind of the end of the road, as we say. Those are going to be the final pieces that they're looking to corroborate, probably some pre-existing testimonials for I would imagine, a long list of potential witnesses.
Amidst their raid of Sean Diddy Combs' mansions, the feds have come across some shocking and quite incriminating evidence of the rapper's alleged grooming of musicians Justin Bieber and Usher. Take a look.
I started valuing the wrong things in this business because there was things dangling in front of me. If I get this, I'll be happy. If I do this, I'll be happy. I never had that security in a family. I never had that consistency. I never had the reliability and the accountability and all these things that make you understand the way the world works.
Hollywood and its biggies are quite famous for being involved in the most bizarre causes and acting improperly. Most notably, Sean Diddy Combs has been known to be a drug addict who exploits and sexually misuses the up-and-coming talent of the industry.
He was giving parties at the Red Zone, and he was giving parties at the building. Building, that's when they was doing unsigned hype. You know, people like Leaders of the New School, Naughty by Nature, Queen Latifah, different groups was coming. The new groups, they were breaking those artists. You remember that place where they shot Juice at? You know, when they had the DJ contest?
Yep.
Have you seen the movie Juice?
Yep.
Was that Yeah.
Yep.
When they had the DJ contest, that was the building. So Puff was doing the Monday night unsigned hype there. He was also an intern and working over at Uptown Records. I knew he was addicted to painkillers, because after that that incident with Kim, he used to have this little white guy he used to meet, or he would have the drivers go get the pills that he was addicted to from this little white guy who was selling him them opioids.
But that hasn't stopped these wealthy people from doing what they love most, which is taking advantage of other people for their own illicit gains.
I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that. They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
No, not you, man.
But they can't control me. You see, it ain't no name I won't name.
Then again, singers, rappers, actors, and law enforcement have finally spoken out against the alleged system, exposing an unnerving web of powerful people in Hollywood who regularly sexually groom and exploit up-and-coming musicians under the pretense of mentorship.
Nobody ever tells you that, like, when you get to the top, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's just more of that. If you want it, you know, I had ground and scraped and fought to make movies and to make the things that I wanted to make and to sell books and sell scripts, and I was doing all those things. And then I get there and I'm like a broken shell of myself with this relationship that threatened to sort of like truly like wreck my life, and I had done nothing to deserve that. And you know, I'm like, what is life? Like, what, you know, I'm so backwards.
But you still weren't happy.
But I was, you know, but I'm a victim. I'm a product, I should say, of these systems that we all survive in, which is, you know, this sort of capitalist-driven, corporatocracy kind of driven way of merchandising and commercializing every thought and fear and moment that we have in our lives, and never giving us a chance to slow down. And you know, when I was able to, I was on my way out, and I saw my kids and I saw them grown up, and
you really saw that?
Yes, I did. And I saw them asking me, just like a mature grown adult would say, you know, say something very calmly without emotion, like, please don't do this.
Meanwhile, Justin Bieber believes that the industry harbors a dangerous mentality where powerful people exploit and manipulate gifted but vulnerable people, as evidenced by the recent raid at Diddy's residences.
16.
You're not ready. Slow down. Let's slow down, Justin.
Okay.
Let's slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours. When you get 16, you good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
And then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion.
Yeah.
So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second. But yeah, just protecting those moments, because people take for granted encounters and...
More importantly, he emphasizes the importance of protecting aspiring artists from the widespread abuse that takes place within the entertainment industry, even though the industry tends to hide and protect those who abuse others. Even then, Justin Bieber has set himself apart from other musicians lately by vowing to speak out against the allegations of grooming and exploitation committed by Diddy.
Brother, everything's good? Selling out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
Yes. Okay.
In the meantime, Jaguar Wright has teamed up with law enforcement and released shocking revelations, claiming that Diddy's mentor, Clive Davis, may have introduced him to the idea of having sex with young singers and rappers through secret and cryptic actions that are known only to Diddy and Diddy alone.
We're gonna get you and your little dog, too. And congratulations, young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did. But when you think about Kim, I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack.
Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was gonna meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you wanna know what they all had in common though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books.
On top of that, Diddy's rise has been accompanied by an extensive list of accusations, such as those of abusing his former girlfriends, trafficking in young men, and killing his fellow rappers. Despite all of this, he doesn't seem to be bothered by these accusations. But who's to say that won't be changing soon, right?
It's a big difference from a black man. He was doing to people that he never thought that it would come back at him. Now, if he never did anything to those girls, if those girls was lying, then he would have never settled out. It was a girl that came out, Cam, 2.5 years before Cassie came out, and went on a major platform and told him how he was kicking her, beating her, and made her get rid of 2 kids. A girl named Gina came out on a major platform that he was dating, that she had texts from Cassie, and her and Cassie was texting each other back and forth, and Cassie was saying, I don't hate you, I know how he is, and they was talking about each other and talking to each other. She came out 2 years ago. So you tell me, Cam, why didn't nobody take her case?
Maybe they didn't believe, I mean, I could guess. I mean, maybe they didn't believe him because he's puffy, he got a lot of star power, he can fight back, you know.
She had no lawyers or nobody that was interested in going through that battle, in that long drawn out court battle, that they had to file papers, they had to do that 2-3 years ago, 2-3 years down the road, she ain't coming up with a dime. Cassie had the lawyers and the people who put the money behind the lawyers to make sure that her case was clam tight.
Naturally, Wright now asserts that Clive Davis played a key role in shielding Diddy from serious investigations and accusations in the past, including the murder of Whitney Houston, the untimely death of Tupac, and the exposure of Usher and Justin to homosexuality. Moving on, Wright's entire narrative suggests that there is a clear correlation between Diddy's seeming immunity and his wide connections, especially with Clive Davis.
Financial gain for those who have access to her estate, including Clive Davis.
Including Clive Davis.
Clive Davis. This ain't a film to celebrate Whitney Houston. This is a film to, pay the piper.
He was the one trying to bring her back, though, at the time of prior to her death, right?
He needed her back.
Oh, yeah.
He needed her back, but he needed her back and under his control.
I cannot take anything away from where he has been extremely effective.
Yes.
He knows pop culture. Matter of fact, he probably knows pop culture better than he knows music.
I never felt like he had a lot of talent in music. Is that fair for me to say?
I mean, nobody really cares about him rapping.
Right.
I didn't know why he did that, but then again, why not do it? They're listening to all these other artists that you're putting out. Why not be one too and get that extra check? If people are buying into your brand, why not take it all the way? I'm not hating on him for getting money.
Me either.
I'm just hating on the way he got it. And I'm hating on the overall effect of what it's done to not only the artist on his label, the artist that got shelved, the artist that got dropped. Not only that, but what he did to culture.
Her claims, Bieber's accounts, and the information the FBI has gathered all point to Diddy, perhaps having paid a heavy price for his status and riches, which may have entailed, among other things, serving upper management and taking advantage of prominent male celebrities.
Ain't nothing popping, but when they're not there, things are popping. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm following.
You know, there are certain people that hang out with certain groups of people, and you see them. They're in pictures, they're on the red carpet, they're around. But then things start popping off, you don't see those people. They're not in those pictures. They're not on the red carpet. They're nowhere around. So where the hell were they? They're at every other party. They're in every other picture. They're standing by you everywhere else except for when this person went missing or this person got shot. You know, the art of misdirection is a skill that most record executives use. So considering that the public has absolutely no idea what's happening behind the curtain or behind the velvet rope, it gives them a great advantage to paint whatever story they want to paint.
Additionally, Wright claims that Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy, in which she accused him of various offenses, supports her allegations and casts doubt on Diddy's purported involvement in illicit activities, particularly about people trafficking within the entertainment industry.
You know, he get this trafficking because he took her to different states and had her perform sex acts with different, you know, male prostitutes and different people, sometimes against her will. You know, we look at this and we say, well, that was his girl and she did it on her own. She didn't have to. Man, you can't say that. That was a 19-year-old girl that what they call now groomed by an older man. And yes, she got some of the benefits of being with a billionaire, millionaire and everything like that. But it's just certain things that he did to groom her and put her into that position that she wanted the career, she wanted to do the music, she wanted to be a performer and all this stuff like that. He held all that shit over her head, bro. And now that she came out and telling everybody her story and what happened to her, you know, people are finding fault in her. People are saying that she ain't right for putting a lawsuit against him, but she earned every bit of that, bruh.
Wright is followed by Cat Williams, who recently made public comments on Diddy. Williams claims that Diddy is a 100% participant in sex trafficking and uses the music and entertainment industries to support his by giving Bieber, Wright, and Williams his voice. Mel Gibson is also drawing attention to the less admirable aspects of Hollywood.
I think it is moving forward. I think that light has definitely been shone into the dark regions, and it's painful, but it's a necessary thing for change. So there you go.
Do you agree, John?
Yeah, you can't help. It's an incredibly difficult thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Because there's very little that's comic about it. Yeah. You're seeing lives destroyed, but you're also seeing lives that have been deeply troubled for years, and it's
kind of a tragic healing process.
It's a big upheaval. I mean, I've never seen Hollywood quite so shaken by anything.
Now, we're not sure how accurate the rumors we're hearing are just yet, but who's to say that it is not true when well-known figures like Mel Gibson, Justin Bieber, Jaguar Wright, and Williams are teaming up? Oh, and don't forget the recent actions of fellow rapper Mase, who confronted Diddy about his past abuse of the rapper. Honestly, after witnessing that, it appears that Mase accused Diddy of still refusing to grant him publication rights for work he did more than 20 years ago. In a tweet, Mase highlighted the difficult situation of young artists who sign with Diddy, not knowing what they are getting themselves into, and become caught up in a never-ending cycle of abuse and freakouts with the rapper.
That's really good. Let me take my shades off. Now, I could say this because it's not something I didn't say to him. Puff, how do I want to say this? Me and Puff was like, I felt like I did more than I got credit for. more than I got paid for.
You felt or did you do that? Because you said felt, like
okay,
feeling.
let's clear that up then.
You saying you feeling that?
No,
but
we're
did
gonna
you...
keep it with, because I'm trying to be nice. I never got paid what I was worth, and I never got the respect I was worth. So the disdain that I got for Puff is more like, you trying to keep me here, nigga. I'm not here. All my peers is up here. All my peers are bosses. When it's time, just like somebody raised somebody up, you know they did work with you, they go from your little man to maybe A&R to something else. He just kept trying to keep me right here, like he didn't want me to grow at anything. And to anybody, is that gonna bother you?
Yeah.
Especially
Absolutely.
if I'm producing the work.
Yeah.
Puff would go out and party, and I would be in the studio writing the records, and then I just come back and say, he'll say this is his part or that is his part, but I was the person there creating it all.
Right.
And then, I mean, from the lyrical standpoint, where somebody did a beats, and even More Money, More Problems, I came up with that. I came up with the beat too. And I said, Stevie, we need to do this beat and do it like this. So just imagine all of these moments that are taken from you, the records, the beats, you ain't getting the money, you ain't getting the publishing, you ain't getting the respect. And I don't think you're like that.
No.
So that became really frustrating for me because I'm
You said
looking.
you don't think you like that, what that mean?
I don't think you would like that.
Like,
if a did you like that? What the
Yeah,
fucking
like-
story is you listening to, nigga?
And I don't think you like that, to be pulling what you pulling.
Yeah, you from the ghetto, you like,
Yeah, like you know what would come with doing that. But everybody is letting you get away with it. Everybody. So me quitting after one album, it didn't take long for me to figure it out. Like, I'm not gonna be here with this. I don't care who's here because you're not paying me and you're not respecting me.
So, essentially, if what we know is true, Diddy may be sentenced permanently based on what the feds may have recently discovered. That's all for today. Make sure to share your thoughts in the comments below. For more updates, hit the bell icon